What up, everyone? Welcome to Super Saiyan SMITE podcast. We got some things to go over today. Mercury's gonna be coming to the game tomorrow. That's gonna be pretty lit. And then appreciate everyone who tuned in last week. We got another packed episode, and let's take some time to go over what we're gonna go over throughout this episode. We got another daily Reddit post, and I made that easier, so we're not gonna go on a rant like we did last time, where we just spent way too much time on it. We're gonna talk about Mercury. We're gonna go over the Titan Talk video just to go over Mercury really quick. We have some Steam keys to give away for our partnership. We'll get into that very soon. And yeah, so we got Emmaterasu with us again.
Hello, I am back.
I'm back. We don't have to go through all the welcoming in a new
The
guest, which is
formalities,
the
yeah.
formalities.
We
But
were too formal last time.
too formal.
Too
Wow.
formal.
Sorry. Well, I was trying to get my S together. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm.
But while we're talking about you, how was your week? Did you have a good week?
Yeah, I didn't really do all too much. Yeah, I didn't really do too much. I watched K-pop Demon Hunter on
Okay.
Netflix.
K-pop
It was
Demon
very
Hunter.
fun. Yeah, it was very fun. I think it's made by like the studio that did the Spider-Man. Why can't I think of the name? The animated Spider-Man movies, Spider-Verse. They're like
Okay. Yeah.
they're really cool looking, so it looks really
Nice.
sick. I don't know if it's made by the same studio, but it's like the same style.
Yeah.
It was very fun. It was
And
enjoyable.
you almost bailed on me because you were sick, and you're feeling better now.
Yeah, a little bit,
A
but
little bit.
say la vie is what is.
Right. And what was the all right? What was the craziest thing you've had happen to you in like the last month or week?
Um, it was probably um, I should have thought about this.
I mean, I think I added it in like last night.
Can you go first? Can you go first? And I'll think.
I can go
This is a
first.
two-way street. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a two-way
this
street.
is this is what I had to share with you. I was assaulted last Friday at work.
Good heavens.
I was just like, I'm just like working, and then they so we have like our shop. I build furniture and ship furniture out. I typically work in shipping, um, and they sent one of the builders down to help us like ship. He was like, I guess he was like pissed off that he had to go down there and ship, right? But like we were closed for this entire week, so we're like, just trying to knock everything out as much as we can. So we have like a break, so that way we can make time. Our bosses aren't the best at organizing, so it doesn't really help. But so we kind of busted our butts trying to make sure that no one could come down and like help us, because it's just easier if we knock it out, even though we're working harder, because then we're having to like basically like teach people how to ship and like wrap things properly. Well, I was like, you should thank my manager Rob. I was like, you should thank Rob for like keeping you from coming down here like late earlier on in the week. Otherwise, you would have been down here for like the last 3 days. He was like, "What do you think it's funny?" And just fucking like shoved me into the table. I
Whoa.
was like, "Well, bro, what the fuck?" And then he
Yeah,
shoved me
what?
again. He was like, "You think it's funny? Like me coming down here and doing your job or some shit like that?" He got so pissed off. Fucking like shoved me like twice, like in I was like standing kind of at an angle towards the table, and he fucking like shoved me under the table. I put my hands up and like started walking towards like the office to go like talk to my bosses to try to get it
Good
like sorted
heavens.
out. I was like bro, like just like I didn't do anything that um and then like my so he got in trouble for like like pushing or like I don't know like that and that was like basically they're like we're writing him up, but like writing him up like
Right.
doesn't what does writing him up do in my job? Like they don't have any like rules of like this happens if you get wrote up or like this happens because like that's
Sure,
kind of
like
just
next time it happens, it'll,
yeah
be
like
more like, hey,
yeah
he's
so
got a pattern of that.
yeah so like I mean I've worked with this guy forever so um like then I like I like going like trying to cool off. I like talk to the guy like my shipping partner for a second, and then I'm like I'm gonna go home because I live like 5 seconds down the street from my work, so I don't have to work. I don't have to drive very far. I was like I'm gonna go home and chill. Like I'm like pissed off because like are we allowed to just shove people at work like what what the fuck just happened? I don't know. It just felt like it was like aggressive as fuck, and I was like, I don't know, that wasn't warranted at all. I just and then I like come back from my my break, and my boss is like standing outside like waiting on me to talk. I was like, I don't really want to talk right now. I just want to get back to work. Just let me get back to work. And then he's like, uh, it was like I don't know. He got kind of upset with me, I guess, because I just kept walking past him and didn't want to talk to him because I was like,
Hmm.
this is kind of fucked. Well, he got on to me for he's so he I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like I mean, I get it. Like I'll just remember this for next time. Like we're allowed to like push people around or like like be aggressive. I was being like I was mad. I wasn't happy. He's like that's not like that's you like he was no one's allowed to put anyone's hands on anyone at work. Like he just got like upset with me because I was being unreasonable. And then he's like everyone's stressed or like trying to get this out this week, like just don't joke with people. I was like, so you're getting on to me for joking. Like it wasn't even like a serious joke. It was just like I was literally just being factual about like what happened. I was like you know a- and then he like got on, he's like just no joking. I was like okay whatever, I'm getting back to work. Stop talking to me. It was fucking crazy.
That is wild, yeah. I've got something like probably equally as
Equally, let's
as
go.
crazy as that, yeah. I started walking outside recently.
Hmm.
That's the
You touch grass.
yeah.
You started walking. Okay,
Feels it
I like
feels
that.
really nice. I
I
gotta say, it does feel
yeah,
really nice.
as long as it's not too hot. Yeah, like
It
later
is,
on in the
but
afternoon, like
yeah,
is
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice. All right, let's move on. Okay, if there was one god in, I guess Smite 2 because like Smite 1's like dead. One god in Smite 1, that you would buff, who would it be and why?
See, so many people say like Mulan and Nuwa suck shit, and I don't really think that's true. I
No,
kind of
she's
think they're
also
good.
she is getting a buff, and I don't think she's
They
that
are.
bad. They're
I
just
yeah.
catering.
See, so much of it has to do with me being terrible with them. Like I want to
Hmm.
say Rama because like I'm awful with
No,
that
Rama
god.
absolutely
Also,
needs a buff. That character feels like ass
yeah,
right now, like straight up.
it might just be Rama. I'm terrible with that god though. If they
Oh,
turbo buffed him and made all of his abilities or all of his basics do 1,000 damage, I'd still be like, I can't play this character. Something about it. I don't know. I don't like playing
actually,
him.
I actually
He hurts
really
my
like
brain.
Rama. I like really like Rama, and like he just feels so bad in this game.
Yeah, it's
Um,
probably.
I think I know the answer to this, but delete one god forever, and who is it?
Well, obviously Smite 1, I would say Nox. Fuck
Oh,
Nox.
Nox.
Yeah, I hate that character. She's so annoying.
Okay, okay.
Um, Smite 2, it would be
Oilix.
Willix.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd
that's
be
what I
Willix.
thought.
I hate that character. I just do.
Yeah, definitely Kronos for me. That character's god awful. I hate that character. If you have a
After a
worse skin,
Willix, it's really like not even close to anyone else. Like everyone else is like, oh, I'm okay with this person. Like Aphrodite, I'm cool with it. Maybe Apollo. Apollo is
Apollo.
just stupid. Apollo,
Yeah,
you go to gank him, he just oh, and he dashes
yeah.
away, and he don't
I
do
mean, I
anything.
guess that's the
Die.
same for Chernobog too, right?
Less so,
I
just
don't
because he
know.
doesn't have that mez. Like Like two
Oh yeah.
second mez, and you just dash away. It's like, what do you do about that?
Yeah. And do you have a worse skin in the game?
Well, it's coming out soon. It's probably that Scylla Trash Goblin
Yeah, that
skin.
was a cross gen, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things to where in Smite 1, if a skin like that comes out, um, you're just like, oh, I didn't really care because I've got Scylla,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not even like a big deal, like whatever, it's allowed to come out. I'm just not gonna buy
It's
it. But
allowed
when
to
it's the
come
only,
out.
but when it's the only skin, it's like, oh, this is coming out for Scylla. That's awesome. That's
Okay.
so cool. No way.
Yeah, I'm just definitely gonna go with Chrono 64 because fuck that skin and fuck that
Oh, I didn't
character.
know we were allowed to do Smite 1.
Oh, any skin. And
Well, I don't know then.
well,
That requires too much brain power.
tragic,
There's
right?
a million of them. There's actually a million. And that is my favorite skin, so I'm
I
about to push you
honestly I
into
hate a
a
lot
table.
of the monster skins.
If there were a table right now, I'd push you into it.
The ugly monster skins I don't like. I just don't like them. And then lastly, what god do you need in Smite 2?
Ooh, that is a good one. I don't want to say Kronos, but I do want to say Kronos.
You can say whatever you want. If it's
I do
Kronos,
want to say Kronos. Yeah,
then I'm just
I
gonna
think
kick you off of my podcast.
right. The more and more I say that, the more and more there's a table that's coming in between us.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's probably just Kronos. I
Okay.
really like that god. No, 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 no.
No, no,
Xingtian.
no, 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 no. Wait,
He let
Jing?
Xingtian
Oh,
out.
I love
Yeah,
Jing.
Xingtian's really fun. Really fun.
I think I need more mages in the game currently, so I'm gonna go with like Yanis or like Disco
Right, yeah, Disco's a good
currently.
pick. Yanis is
I
obviously a
just
good
need more
pick, yeah.
say and Yuhong. Like I don't know, I love those three picks so
Wong,
much.
yeah, I love that character too. But I would say probably Xingtian. I think that character's so fun.
Jing is like really. I feel like Jing is very like like script. Like you do like the same thing every time you play him, but like he's still
Yeah.
really fun. I've always liked him.
Just the fact that you can use the dash multiple times. I
Mm-hmm.
think characters that have that ability are feel so much more fluid and
Mm-hmm.
so much more fun. Rather than just like, oh, you just like dash forward or whatever. It's like, oh, I can like control what I'm about to do
Right.
next.
I'm
Even if it's just
excited
like
for the plus
jumping in.
ones. I think
Yeah.
they could do a lot with him.
I
I
think
think.
that he's gonna be really fun. I think you could like obviously support, obviously solo, but like surely they're gonna give him some sort of crazy int thing, and you can
Yeah.
just play him jungle. Like that'll be sick. He'll be such a fun jungler. He'll be such a fun solo and support.
Yeah.
I think he'll be sick.
Yeah. And mage. Like you should be able to build him damage and go mid. You can
Yeah.
play a
Did you
little bit
ever
safe.
build? Did you ever? You remember in Smite One whenever they had Staff of Mirrodin where you could
Mm-hmm.
use an ability twice in a row after an
Yeah.
ult? Do you know what I'm about to say?
Maybe I don't know.
You can so the one blocked basic attack damage by
Right.
50%. And if you Staff of Mirrodin with the one, you would do 100% of basic attack damage, and so every auto attack that would hit you would just be blocked. It was
That's
really
crazy.
funny.
That's
It
crazy.
wasn't very good. It was not very good
Yeah,
because
it
it's
doesn't
like
sound
for
very good because it's only
no,
basic attack damage. You're still gonna get like slammed
yeah,
because how
it's like for
bell it
four
is.
seconds. But like that was so fun. And now that Staff of Mirrodin's back in the game and can do that, you can do it again,
All right, and
and it's the one.
I think I dropped the Reddit into your guest sheet. You can pull it up if you want to, if you want to look for some comments, and then
Scrolling, I found it.
yeah, and then we're gonna dive into this spicy Reddit post. It was the OP was face pump, and he says, "How are we feeling about CC buffering?" Months later, um, and then I've picked out like my top five like comments out of it that I didn't get the whoever wrote them. I just kind of like threw them in there like, but I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but um, I I'm gonna read the comments first, right, and then I'm gonna talk about um how I feel about CC buffering. It's okay. Um, someone says Smite 2 is straight up ruined without CC buffering. Um, Do you agree? Well, I'm gonna read all of these because these are all like really short. People
Yeah.
who like CC buffering are just bad at positioning. Leaps are completely uncounterable now. Game's a joke. This is the only thing that made support fun. Now it's dead. And then someone else says, just remove all CC and let everyone box like it's arena. Me personally, I hate CC buffering. I hate everything about it. I don't think should have been ever something they added to the game, in my personal opinion. Um, and people who want it to be on the dashes as well as the other abilities are insane because it's so easy to get abilities off before you get CC'd. I feel like the point of CC is whenever you hit someone, they get CC'd. Like you're not trying to like catch someone after they dash. I don't know. I don't like it. Do you have any
Okay, my turn. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't mind it because every situation that you look at that you say, "What the hell? That shouldn't have happened. It only happened because of CC buffering," is a situation that, from the other perspective, in Smite 1, you're like, what the hell? I swear I used my ability. Like, my sound went off, my animation went off, and nothing
Yeah.
happened. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things to where every time you're pissed off by CC buffering, there's someone on the other end that's like, oh, thank God for CC buffering. Thank God they added that.
Right. It's
There will
like
be times where you're playing the game where you're like, oh, I missed that kill because of CC buffering. And then there's another time, like 5 minutes later, where you live because of the CC
right.
buffering. I think it's a mixed bag where it feels really bad and you notice it really bad when it happens to you.
Yeah. I think
Um,
it's always been like I think there's just like so much CC in Smite that
mhm.
like, like server corrections and how because this isn't like I feel like it's a lot easier in like a smaller game, kind of like League, like very
Yeah,
minimal like graphics and stuff like that, where it can process things a bit faster. But like with a game that like have server correction and stuff for like CC, it really like I don't know. I
yeah,
understand it, and I understand but like Smite's always been like that, and everyone's been happy to play Smite before it was added. But I mean, I guess if it helps people, it's okay. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't think it's necessary. Like,
yeah. I think back to Smite 1 playing with my friend in Joust,
mm-hmm.
where he was a big Bastet main. He loved playing Bastet. And obviously Bastet has both for leaps, and so that's two different things that can get interrupted in that way.
Right.
And very, 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 at least once a game, he would be like midair, starting his jump, whether it's a jump back or the initial jump,
Right.
and he would get stunned and he would die and he would complain about it. Jumps don't even work that way with CC buffering and Smite 2, so it's not like he would even fix it. But
Yeah.
I just always think back to that and think back to how annoying it was for him that because some abilities are just really obvious whenever they should have been off. Like this sound went off, the animation went off, and the ability didn't go off.
Yeah. I
Some
mean that.
abilities are much more obvious than others, and those like when it gets CC'd out, it feels awful. You're
Yeah.
like, I should have stunned you. I should have like counter like I pressed the button to counter you, and it just didn't do anything, and now I'm dead.
Right.
So I don't super mind it. I think it's fine. I think that the devs, generally speaking, I give a lot of deference to. I think that they know what they're doing. I don't have a degree in culinary skills or game design, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not able to cook like them. So I just kind of feel like if they say that it's really good, obviously that doesn't necessarily mean that it's really good, but I do feel like they probably have some sort of feedback and some sort of data that shows that like maybe this isn't as bad as
Yeah,
it
for
feels.
sure.
I feel like a lot of the people that super complain about it just, got their stun messed up by CC buffering and they went to Reddit to complain. Um, and it's like that sucks, but the other person did not go to Reddit to complain because their dash went through and they're really
Right.
happy about it. And so the only people that are going to say anything about it are people that are pissed. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things to where the only um, the only people that are saying anything about it are people that are going to say something negative about it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that those opinions should be discarded. I just mean that it's
Right. I mean,
maybe not like the
yeah,
full story of
yeah.
how it really is.
I mean, I definitely like tried to find like the super left leaning and right leaning people on the post because it was like I feel like those create I don't know better
Yeah,
responses in
I
my
generally
opinion.
like it. I generally
Um,
like it.
all right, we're gonna move on. We have a new partner or that's sponsoring us. Dad Gaming Esports. I joined their Discord server a little while ago, and they've been like super friendly. But they're a group of gaming dads building a community supporting dads and mental health awareness. Um, I've really enjoyed being like over like in their Discord, like gaming with a few of the guys over there or people over there. It's more than just dads, but like I've had a lot of fun. But they're sponsoring us with some pretty cool Steam keys to give away for next week's show on Monday. Um, just comment on the episode on YouTube. Um, uh, Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube, and then I posted a Twitter post this morning. If you could tag fellow gamer dad or just anyone, it doesn't have to be a dad, on the Twitter post, and then join their Discord, and then you could be entered to win some of the Steam keys. I mean we have like a list of games here that are to give away. Let me just pull this up. I don't know. Like a lot of these are like just like random Steam keys that he has for doing something. But I'm just gonna scroll through really quick. Um, there's some like Homeworld 3, or I seen that there was the Tomb Raider games remastered, which I mean, it's a free game giveaway. So either way, I think it'd be pretty cool. Let me bring us back to. Oh yeah, I didn't even pull it up. Damn. There you go. There you go. Here's the list. I'm just gonna do it really quick, and then I'll pop back over. That way
Oh
everyone
wow,
gets a
that's a big
chance.
list.
Yeah, it's a solid list, and he has a lot of games to give away, and they will expire at some point. So he's trying to just so he sponsored us. I'm gonna transition back to cams, um, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, so a big shout out to Dad Gaming Esports, reminding everyone that your age isn't a limit; it's a badge. All right. And are you ready to get into Mercury?
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty excited for this. Um, I'm not a huge Mercury fan, but you know, let's do this. And I have it up on the Discord call if you
Oh
want.
cool. Yeah.
Just let me know when you're ready, and we can start it.
Yeah. I'll start by saying I was a bit of a Mercury hater.
Make Mercury hater. I actually
I
played
was a bit of
Mercury a
a
little bit, but
So my thing is, he just kind of felt fucky.
fuck yeah.
I think it was just like his basic attacks, how like he's got to wind up his fist or something. But whenever you press the basic attack button and it doesn't like immediately go off, it
Yeah.
feels like all of his attacks are like disjointed
Yeah.
and like
Oh yeah,
laggy
because he
almost.
has like the he has the weird like auto
Yeah,
attack chain. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he
I
just
could see
felt like
that.
weirdly laggy, and like every time I played him, I was just he just kind of feels icky. And I just didn't like him. So I think that within 5 minutes of playing Mercury in Smite 2, I will
Hmm.
determine whether I ever want to play that god again. Because I really like him in theory.
Right.
Like if his auto attacks didn't feel the way that they did, I'd be like, oh, this god's really fun. I
Right.
like movement speed. I think that's fun. I think his ult's fun. I think his one's fun. I think his three's fun. I think all of his abilities are fun. He just felt weird, and I just didn't like it. The only time I liked it was when, you would do like your dash, you would jump into them, and then you would just hold down left click, and you can kind of like forget about the fact that like it's weird and disjointed because you're just constantly auto attacking. But whenever like I don't know, whenever you start auto attacking and you have to wind your fist back and I don't know, it's weird. I don't like it.
I got you. Hold on. I need to fix this. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I had my ranked thing on. Okay, now I can transition back. There we go. We didn't need that on. All right, let's go ahead and play.
Sweet. Well, yeah, those changes should all be live in SMITE 2, but shall we get right into what's coming up
they
in
had
the
a
next update? Let's talk about Mercury.
Big,
first. I will
like-
bring up the handy dandy desktop.
Like the game kind of like crashed here, which was really
Oh
funny.
yeah, it did. Yeah, you might need to skip forward.
That was a
Thank
good
you.
impression
Thank you.
here.
I mean, they
am
still
You
like
have,
started
um,
explaining it, so.
But my Mercury's okay.
Do you have any really good SMITE
There you
impressions?
go. So this is Mercury
What do you mean SMITE
in
impressions?
SMITE 2. Pawn, before we
Like,
get into the kit, just
when
talk
you
to me
lock
a
in
little bit about
Mercury.
bringing them over.
Kilgoon just said Mercury, like how he says it when he locks it in. Do you have any really good impressions like that?
Mercury!
He's the one punch
I can do a
character,
perfect
where he's got
Kumbhakarna.
something really well
You
to
could
that.
do a perfect Kumbhakarna.
So a lot of his
Perfect
kit's very
Kumbhakarna.
similar.
I'm trying to think.
Feels improvement things as well as some visual upgrades.
Foxy
for him,
Fox
which is obviously
Fa!
well,
Yep.
Which is I think we've shown before. and
Yep.
that's
Okay.
really cool.
You know, there is an
and
attempt.
He did try to add a little bit of extra spice to encourage really long range.
I love that.
Now I don't
skit.
want to. I don't want to embarrass you with my Kumbhakarna now.
Sweet. Well, let's talk about
I'm down.
a little bit of a little.
All right, you want me to do it?
Don't mind me. Let's talk about ability 1 first.
Actually, you might be in
Ooh.
Oh no.
Perfect.
That's not good. Hold on.
Spot on.
Hold on, chat. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna bring us back to cams here.
Yeah,
Let me see if I
interesting.
can
I wonder
exit
if we
and
deployed, like,
rejoin.
another build.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I think they still started
Well,
like
you know what the first
explaining.
thing is, the
Yeah.
passive.
Yeah.
Smite 1, if you jumped, you did not get passive charge. That has been fixed. It would have actually taken a lot of
I didn't
effort
even
to
know
make
that.
It work that way in Smite
Yeah.
2.
It did.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just
huge
nice
buff to
quality of life
Merc.
thing for him. It's one of those things where like because the way we did it in Smite 1, it was really difficult to resolve.
And how does like
so
the
that just Merc players can
how does that
actually
work,
rebind their
right?
jump again.
So basically,
The AO1 got some visual upgrades. So
What
there's
is this
a bit
passive?
more
Hold
oomph
on.
to the trail.
So whenever you run around, you gain a little bit of extra basic attack damage on your next successful basic attack.
Mm.
So in Smite 1, obviously you're like running back to base or whatever, and you're jumping the whole time because it's fun.
right?
As Mercury, you would not gain your passive while you're midair in that jump. And so it was tactically not smart to jump while you're playing Mercury. You should not be jumping. You should not be having fun.
You should
And
not.
so
be
I think
having
that's
fun.
why people do the ult clap so much because it's the only way they can have fun while running around
Right.
because
I
they can't
gotcha.
jump. They have to do something to have fun.
Right. I didn't even know that, so I was definitely not a Mercury main.
I'm always too scared to do like ability cancels like that because I just know I'm gonna use it. Like the Morrigan one, the especially like the Mercury ult clap. That's an ult. Like I don't want to accidentally ult in place.
Right. Well, it was also easy to like cancel though.
It was, yeah.
And Mercury ult isn't like an insta-cast ability either, so all right, we can get back into this.
There's a bit more oomph to the hits.
I
when
got
have,
you.
Like, these afterimage mercs that are actually punching the gods that you hit. But the other small thing we did was
I
we
was
made the
listening
min
to
size,
this,
the
so I
rank
didn't
one
actually
size
get
a
to
bit
see it.
bigger. One, just to make sure, like, as you're clearing the jungle camps in Smite 1, you actually have to like very finagle.
Bro, it's very
perfectly to make sure
tiny,
you get all of them.
like-
It's a little too small.
Yeah.
It's a little
rank
too
one.
small, so we just wanted to make that a little more forgiving, but we still think the value of it ranking up over time so that you're not just poking people for free late like in the laning phase was still important, so we kept that there. The 2, I believe, is the same. The 3 got an extra feature where you can actually now right-click to cancel to throw. So this is actually something where if like a lot of the times if you're like you just need to get someone a certain direction, you don't really care about the damage it's providing, you can grab them and turn your camera real quick and throw them immediately to your team, or you can let it actually time out naturally. And then the ultimate, the big plus one for the ultimate is you now get a burst of speed after you ult, and that scales with the amount of time you spent charging it, not the amount of distance you go. So if you fully charge it but then aim it at a wall so you don't go that much distance, you will actually get the full amount. And it's like a 40% speed stim, which
Wow.
for buffs
That's
is
a
really,
lot of
really
speed.
high if it's max, and it lasts
Yeah.
quite a bit of time, which also contributes to the power you get from your passive, which means that after you ult, you can miss your first 2 punches to get the final punch hit, and then you crit them for 1,500 damage. That's also
That
one
seems
of the,
good.
It's pretty good. that's also one of his trackers. Is the highest. It actually tracks your highest crit damage.
Oh,
nice.
that's cool. That's a
because
fun
he's
one.
That's
a
such a
character
cool
that you can do a
tracker.
lot of
I
things
love
to
that.
Optimize that. And then actually one that I missed was this was a feature in Smite 1. We removed it in Smite 1. We've brought it back in Smite 2 with a few extra rules, which is his 1 will now also proc in-hand effects.
Nice.
It used to proc in-hand effects. We changed it to proc ability effects. It now procs both. And as a result, there are some interesting things. So, for example, Hydra's Lament says when you cast an ability, you get your next in-hand attack will deal bonus damage.
Yeah.
Which includes the one that you just cast. So Hydra's is pretty good. We'll see. We'll see if we need to make some more rules.
So
Like,
does
you
that
can see
mean
why we
you-
didn't do
okay,
this
hold
in
on.
the past.
Is he
Build it
pure
first item
strength?
every game? Yeah.
So does that mean you don't get the auto attack after the ability, or it just counts as that being your auto attack?
It counts as that being your auto attack, yes.
Okay, so that ability is just gonna slam instead of like having
Just
an
gonna
auto
slam.
attack after that.
Yeah, it's just gonna like one-shot people with crit and everything. You're gonna crit Hydra's people. It's gonna one-shot. That's your first item every game.
Yeah.
Scaling?
Unless there's
Okay, 'cause
an
I was
item
about
I'm
to
not
say,
thinking of, that's your first item.
Yeah.
Also do like poly plus
Yawn.
Hydra.
You can do
Sheesh.
poly,
Plus
and poly
Golden
will actually
Blade,
proc
I don't know.
immediately, but
Yeah.
it doesn't do that well. Golden Blade, really, really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you played Golden Blade one day. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I played like a tank version just to really try and maximize it, and I was actually doing. I think I was like second highest damage in that one by being pretty tanky. It's pretty
Alright,
good.
I
if you can
think
get a
we
whole
are
bunch of
good
group
now.
death.
I had to remake the lobby, but
Yeah.
we should be in action.
We were
now.
sitting in the lobby for a little while, so maybe something.
So we might need to come up with some more rule stuff for the one to enable this, but we do want to generally try and keep this where you can because the theme of the ability is he's traveling there and punching.
He looks good.
So you can see the little.
He
after
does,
this
yeah, I
goes
really
up,
like the
there's, like, a little
redesign.
trail that
He
goes
looked
to the
really
location,
stupid in
and
the
travels
first
back
game,
to
I'm gonna
you,
be
and then
honest.
finishes up. So just a lot of like visual plus ones. Chucked in a lot of effort in getting these to look and feel really good. There's still a few more things that we need to clean up, like the there's a crack on the ground. I need to get the opacity fading out, but like those types of things will get done before we release him.
Cool. So that was the one. I think you talked through all the.
I also really
changes
like
for
the
that. Anything
changes
on
to the
two
flashing
that
when
we-
you hit someone.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I think a lot of the things that they changed in this.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
some of them were a little weird, but I think they're cool.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a couple of
Okay.
the changes later.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually did that one, but I definitely did more along the side of some of the stuff that was changing.
We want to talk.
Yeah, there's a
Not
big
on
one.
The 2, on the 3, we can showcase the right click to throw.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So if you dash into this Ymir and then right click.
Yeah, and you can cancel
that was
this
the
now.
normal one that was timing out, and
So
then.
just right click real quick.
Oh no, I don't think it's working.
His cancels
Do you
on a different
have
button.
cancel bound to something else?
Fake gamer.
maybe.
Fake gamer.
Why
I
would
guess
you
it's
ever
like that, yeah.
change?
Yeah, you have your
What your
non-standard
cancel is.
keybinds.
It's
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, we'll look at that. It looks like there's something wrong with the
Yeah.
because we actually we'll get to that later, but we actually have done some stuff with the cancel input
Yeah.
that also might be interfering with it. So
Yes.
Yes,
Uh,
but yes, the intent is that you can cancel this ability early. You can almost instantly.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And
Yeah, there you go.
Pawn is very good at it and was throwing us around all over the place during some playtests. And it took a little getting used to, but it was interesting when you would choose to do that versus not, right? Like if your team is around to take advantage of the stun, definitely useful. If you just want to like quick knock up into punching and chase after them,
Or throw
Also
him
an
away.
Yeah.
Yep, and then if we do
Yeah.
the ult,
I think it's
after you
interesting
cast
too
it, you'll
because
see
it's
a
like a mind
fucking
game thing.
bar. That means you got
People
like
just aren't
42%
expecting you to
movement speed
insta-cancel it,
without
like a
by way of
dodgy ult.
displaying the
Oh,
movement
nice,
speed that
cool.
you got. So if you fully charge it, it should say 40, which takes 4 seconds. It's a really long charge. Yeah, there's your 40. And you just have a whole bunch of extra movement speed that should contribute to your strength scaling. So
yes, and you can just keep clapping incessantly if
Yes,
you
you
want to
can.
be a traditional Mercury player.
Yes.
Yeah, he feels really good. I played him.
He does
in a couple
he looks
playtests,
like he feels
and,
really nice.
I did pretty well with him. If you're used to Mercury, he feels like Mercury, but with some nice plus ones.
yep,
Sweet.
Mercury.
I will hover the abilities just because I know chat
I
likes
do
it when
think
I do that.
one other note is he does not have an aspect.
Yes.
We just didn't.
I hope they give him, like, a
we had
support
a few
aspect.
ideas internally of things
Maybe.
we could do for an aspect for him, but none of them really landed. None of them felt that great, and we didn't feel like we wanted to just rush one out for him when we didn't really have a strong vision for one. So he does not have an aspect. He'll basically be added to the pile of gods that, as we add aspects for, he'll come back up again if we have a good idea. But he does not. He's not going to ship with one.
Sweet. Well, that is Mercury, and like Kilgan said, he's feeling really good.
Yeah, I think the one that I already saw chat suggest, which was you could make him ranged where his like.
I always wanted
one
to play
becomes
this
the auto
character, but I
attack.
never played
Ah,
this
yeah,
character
that
very well.
That is a lot more. There's a lot more
Yeah,
knock-on.
he's
stats
very
than
flashy. Like you always see those videos
There's a
of
lot
like
more to
people
solve
getting
there than
2,000
just
crits or whatever.
the ranged attack.
It's like that and like Scylla,
quite
where
work
it's
that
like
way. We
that's
did
all
think
the,
about
the
it, and
compilations
we
in
walked the
Arena,
exercise
and
trying
you
to
go
do
and play it, and you're like, oh,
It
I
wasn't
can't do
gonna work
that.
way.
Right.
I'm not that good.
Where's my
That
Mercury
is
flash?
Mercury.
Oh yeah,
Skin.
he does have one more movement speed than every other god.
Ah,
I did
nice,
make sure that
of
that's
course.
there.
Important.
I think if you actually go to the passive, I wrote it there.
Let's see.
Right click to get more info. No, I didn't put it in there. I need to do that. I wrote the text for it, so it's
Yeah.
localized. I just need to put it on the tooltip.
Cool. Sweet. Well, that is Mercury and Smite 2. I will bring us back to Cam's, and we can check out the Ascension Pass really
Yep.
quick.
Ascension Pass, and then we'll look at the
Ascension
aspect, and then
Pass. Ascension Pass.
Not for
is-
Mercury, though.
I do
No,
like
the
the
other-
Ascension
the new
Ascension
aspect,
Passes.
yes.
I like them, yeah.
And let's see here. I am scrolling to Mercury, Mastery. Here we go. All right, so we got Shadow Mercury up first. I like how the addition of like the little cloth just gives a little bit of extra depth to the
Yeah.
the Mastery skins.
And
here.
you'll notice when we're looking at
My
even the
cam's
base
in the way,
model,
too.
it has been updated since we last showed it off, and the fabric should be a little bit better
Yeah.
than because that was still a work in progress last time we showed it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then this is the tracker Pon was talking about, max crit. The highest amount of damage done in one hit by Mercury. So just
Yeah,
build
the-
that crit. And
The trick is you're gonna want crit, Deathbringers, Hydra's Lament. You're gonna want to try and ult someone max range, have as many speed boosts as you want. So get someone to stampede you. Get someone to lower their protections.
Yep.
And then with your first two basic attacks, so that your third one hits with your passive.
Yeah.
And you'll make pretty good progress towards this. There's still a lot of ways that you can cheat even more damage out, but
for sure.
yeah.
Then you've got the Mastery emote. You've got the clap. Objectives destroyed. God assists. And the second tracker is interesting. It's around
So cool.
Mercury. So
Yeah, I
it's
do
the
like this.
distance
Oh,
Mercury
he
has
has good
traveled
trackers
relative to
in
the
general.
circumference
Some
of
really
Mercury.
lame
Who
trackers.
came up with
These are
this?
very-
one? That's a good one.
So this was India came over to talk to us about what we wanted to do here, and we were chatting about different things that we could be doing, and then we talked about the soul one, which is like distance towards the sun,
Mhm.
and we're like,
He's
well,
getting
what about
there.
like running around Earth because he runs really fast,
Yeah.
and then I think India had the idea to instead of doing Earth, do Mercury because Earth is bigger than Mercury.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Mercury is actually more achievable to run around.
It's true, yeah. That's a good tracker.
And I think we figured you had to play something like it was like 2,000 hours of Mercury.
Oh my gosh.
If you actually want to get to see 100%.
We're
So
later
good
on
luck.
in
It's-
Smite 2,
it's
we're going to see a
it's
whole lot of
it's a
big
goal to
numbers.
aspire to.
For
Yeah.
sure.
They're
There's
so
many
fun. I
new
think those
Mercury
are the fun
mains
things,
that
the trackers
spring
and
around
the
just to get up
emotes.
that to
Mhm.
100%.
Ascension Pass is just really neat.
Yeah, they're
so.
so sick.
That's a really good tracker
Yeah,
to keep
and
people
ult
are
is
playing
just
again.
distance travel. So yeah,
Yeah.
your ult counts, your 3
Oh,
counts.
nice.
I wonder what happens
While you're
after, like if
jumping,
it goes
two
up
counts.
101, 102.
All right, we got
I
Onyx
assume.
Mercury up
Classic.
next. The classic black and gold, looking slick. Then Opal. Ooh, I like the purples here on
Yeah.
this, on the armor. The deep purples specifically.
Looks
are
like he's
really
got a
cool.
little soda can,
The
little
global
can of
emote
Monster next to him.
is close to my heart as an
that's
I'm
anime
excited
fan.
for the border.
I
Let's see
love
if
that
chat
one.
can get the reference here, but this
I
is
feel like
good.
they're going to have a pretty cool border with it.
And then we've got his wave emote. The title is Messenger. You've got your God Kills tracker, your Mastery badge here, and then last but not least, Radiant Mercury for hitting Mastery level 10.
That's great
Yeah.
looking.
Yep.
Oh, they might not even
like his
have that.
radiant
Do
a
they
lot.
ever even show
card
off
effects are
the...
still.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
Radiant
I
is
don't
like-
recall.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the
that was
Radiant
really
is-
cool.
They look good.
Yeah.
Looks like you're going fast.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah.
That's
super
really cool.
fast.
Sweet. All right, I will bring us back to cams. I believe next up on
Next
the
on the
list
list is
the
new
aspect for the
aspect.
aspect.
Do you
Okay,
want-
yeah. And we're gonna back
New
up.
aspect. Ooh, yeesh.
Did you want to look at the nuance aspect?
I've seen it.
You've seen it. Auto attack aspect go burr.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I am excited for it though. I do think she'll be OP, but I am excited.
Yeah, she'll probably be OP.
Wanna
Like
talk
I
us
think.
through
Stop.
what we should be expecting.
Stop. There we go. Yeah, I think she's gonna be pretty strong. And her like seeing like the flash test damage numbers were insane, but they nerfed her before she came out. But she's probably still gonna be pretty strong.
Yeah. I think, I mean, you know, any hunter with a stun is like pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I seen Weekend post the video of him playing Scylla, um, and just going auto attack.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
like he just dashed in, did an auto attack, and then like used this one, did like two or three more auto attacks, and then like just the person was dead. It was crazy.
I think they need more intelligence-based auto attack items.
Maybe, but like you know how like quickly they shift into being super OP.
Just like what,
Yeah, they really
Cyclopean
do.
and then Bracer? That's it? I guess XC technically. That's it.
Yeah. How strong do you think Mercury is gonna be coming out?
I think he'll be good. I see no reason why he wouldn't be.
Yeah. So like A tier. I don't think he's gonna be
Yeah,
S tier.
yeah, probably not S tier. I just think that the sneak change where Hydras will,
Yeah.
getting 30% extra damage while you've got, your Rage and Deathbringer,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be one-shotting people.
I feel like crit, like, because like if you're going crit, you kind of have to like throw early game or not throw early game. Like anything that revolves around crit isn't going to be S tier because like you still have a chance to beat them before they get crit online. It just depends on like if they're able to get a kill early or not. And like
Yeah.
I don't think Mercury's an easy character to play. So
Yeah, not necessarily. You go Hydros and into Rage and then into whatever else you want
yeah,
after that. I think he's pretty good. I
maybe.
wonder if this will be the one character to build Musashi's dual swords.
Hmm.
Probably not. Not very good.
Yeah, I wonder if like he might be like OP and like higher ranked, but it just depends on how good his numbers are really.
Mhm.
Um, do you feel like this is just a facelift, or do you feel like it's just like you know, like
It's definitely an upgrade. Even just
upgrade?
the Hydras thing, yeah. I think the movement speed after the ult is really good too. That's kind of about it, but yeah, I think it's really good. And they definitely did give him a facelift, that's for sure. He was
Yeah, yeah, they
ugly.
did a lot. And how do you feel like he fits into the Smite 2 meta? Do you feel like he was like necessary, like not necessary, but like with all the picks, and do you feel like he really
I
fits
think that there is a
at the
severe
time?
lack of movement speed items in the game.
Yeah,
And I think it's like fine, you build your Rage and your Deathbringer and your Hydros, and you only have so many items after that. So you could only fit so many movement speed items in. But I just like, stone cutting, hasten, like stuff like that, to
yeah,
where it felt
and
really good on Smite 1 Mercury that you're just not going to get in this. So I do think that there's some sort of an item gap from Smite 1 to Smite 2 on what Mercury wants. Whereas I feel like a lot of other characters are like, ooh, like how's this new item gonna feel on this new character? How's this new item gonna feel? I feel like
hmm
Mercury's gonna be like, I wish I had more items.
yeah, I feel like we're also lacking like auto attack, like true auto attacking characters.
Yeah,
Like we don't have like Bakasura or like any of the other ones from Smite 1, so yeah,
yeah.
for sure. All right, and then I pulled up well, actually I think it's just in this. No, I got pictures. I got pictures of it.
Ooh la la.
I might just skip through and try to find them in the video instead of trying to pull these.
Mhm.
Well, actually, let me just turn that off again. Then I'm gonna transition, and then I'm gonna zoom in. I think this looks really good.
Yeah. No, I agree. This looks
Oh,
really good.
oh, wrong
I don't
one.
know if anyone can see it, but it looks really good. You gotta trust me.
Yeah, this looks really good. I'm super excited for these changes to the main screen.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what to expect whenever they first like brought them whenever they first brought them up and we're like we're working on it and I was like okay, we'll see.
Yeah. It
But
looks really clean.
this looks so much better than Smite's ever had.
Yeah. It looks clean.
And then we got the quick item patch notes. This is all the item patch notes that they had in the quick fix for Friday's change, I believe. This was not.
Oh, this is in. I don't think this is in now. I think
Oh,
this is
it's not
the.
in. This is going to be on
Yes,
tomorrow.
correct. I tried to build Contagion in an assault game yesterday because I wanted that health regen, and it was still at 6, and I was
Oh, okay.
disappointed.
I thought it was the hot fix. Okay. Okay, so this is coming tomorrow. All right, so we
Yes.
got Berserker Shield. We're increasing the physical protection from 15 to 20, which is just uh I think this item's probably been a little bit lackluster
Yeah.
for a little bit now. I don't know if this is going to bring it into the meta, but it's just going to
It's
add a
an
little bit.
odd item
It really
because
is.
the extra bit on the passive, I think, is really good. Like getting, what is it, like 60% extra prots from your items. It just feels like you build this in support. You go like full defense, full support, and then you just build berserkers and you just have some random attack speed and you're just extremely tanky.
Yeah.
But if you're like a Bologna who's got berserkers and like a couple like offense items splashed in, it's not going to do as much.
Right.
So it feels kind of weird.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the passive works just like how Glad Shield works. Basically, the more protections you have,
Yeah. Yeah, it just
that
gives
you
an
give you more
insane
attack
amount
speed.
of extra protections if you have like a ton of protections already built.
Oh,
But you
okay.
just kind of don't on like Ama and Bologna,
Oh yeah, they added that
etc.,
like
etc.
passive like activate.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Kind
like
of like Herc passive, right?
yeah, it's an
Yeah,
insane item.
I got you.
I'll pull it up to find the exact number. You can move on to the
Okay.
next one, but it's wild. It's a wild increase.
And then Contagion's receiving a buff, which I do feel like Contagion was like really weak whenever they launched it.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't even feel like the anti-heal on this item is as strong as it was in Smite 1.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really weak. Um,
I really
I
liked
don't
how
think it's
this
very
item
good.
worked in Smite 1.
Yeah,
And I think they should have like mirrored it more so.
I don't
But
necessarily care, because I think that the aura anti-heal is just good. You know, any time where you've got contagion on the enemy, you probably also have Brune Zonk on them. Like you would have if you had built that
right,
item. I just kind of think that's just a better item.
yeah.
Even in Assault, where I really want that health regen, eh, it just kind of only feels okay.
Yeah, well, Smite 1 whenever like you would either go because this was your magical and then um wait, is that right? No, because there
That
was
was physical. Pestilence was magical, and Pestilence was
yeah,
goaded.
pestilence. Yeah,
Pestilence was
yeah.
goaded. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we don't have pestilence. So like I don't know. I feel like it's really weird. Um
Yeah.
we have Onk, which gives you mixed, and
It
then
gives
this
you
one's
mixed.
just
Yeah.
physical. Like I don't know.
It's no,
I
it's
miss having
just
the
health
one or the
regen.
other. Oh, it's
It's
just health
just health
regen. I
regen.
thought it had.
Pretty sure.
It doesn't have
I've got it pulled
prots.
up. Hold on. Yeah, it's just 500 max health and 6 health regen.
Oh, so it's just a health item. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, they changed this item too much for me. Um, and I still don't know if this is gonna be like OP. Increase the cooldown reduction
I feel like it does
per enemy.
nothing. I don't know. I think that's like good against like a Mordred or something. But
Yeah.
even then, I don't know. You're getting in your big active cooldown, you're getting like 4 maybe seconds off of your cooldowns if you're
Right.
lucky.
And did you
I don't
get
know. I guess
Berserkers
you
pulled
use
back
it in the
up?
middle of a team fight, but I just don't think it's anything crazy.
Yeah.
Berserker Shield has, while under 60% health, you gain 65% procs from items, which is a big number.
Yeah, that is a lot. That's a lot.
That is a ton. Yeah. So it's like you build like full defense, you build so much defense, and then you get that, and you're just the tankiest god in the entire game. And it feels really weird because you're supposed to be building
Yeah.
it on Amaterasu or Bologna, where you only
Right.
have a couple defense items, and you just get like an extra like
Yeah,
20,
they
30
shifted it.
from it.
They shifted it really hard.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's definitely odd.
then we have Genji's guard. I feel like Genji's guard was like on the cusp of being pretty decent.
I really liked Genji's Guard, and now I
Um,
really like Genji's Guard more. I think
yeah,
that's a really good item.
I think this is gonna be a really good change, and I think
Like,
go ahead.
your ability cooldowns are reduced by 3 seconds every 15 seconds. That's insane. I mean, you need to get hit for it, but that's insane. That's like, what, the equivalent of like 20% cooldown? If Chronos Pendant every 10 seconds for 1 second is the equivalent of 10% cooldown. You know, every 3 seconds for the equivalent of, or every 3 seconds for 15 seconds is the equivalent of 20% cooldown.
Yeah.
So that's a 30 cooldown item. That's crazy. That's just good.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I had picked it up a couple of times, but it didn't feel like super something. But I feel like this is gonna shift it into being like,
Yeah,
being
200
picked
max
up a
mana and
lot
5
more.
mana regen is useless, but 45 match prots and 30% cooldown is wild.
Yeah, that's a ton. I mean, this is one of the highest prod items now, alongside a couple others. Then Glad Shield is increasing the bonus damage from 40% to 10 plus 45%. So it has like a base number now
Yeah, that's a pretty big
of
increase.
your item protections.
That's a pretty big increase. I think that's good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the numbers, but my numbers brain isn't working today, but that's fine. Then Lifebinder being decreased, just a recipe cost, not actually changing like the price of the item. I feel like this item could use. I don't know. I feel like this item is okay. I think the cooldown change on it really, really kind of smacked it down to the ground a while back.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I remember running the Lifebinder queues with you. I mean,
Yeah, so my personal opinion on Lifebinder and what's the other two? There's Lifebinder, there's the
the
physical
axe,
one, Axe.
shield breaker,
Yeah,
where you throw an
yeah,
axe, you throw a little
yeah,
Heimdall axe.
yeah. And then the last one is the ADC one, the fucking Lermian.
Learning bow.
Yeah,
Thank God you
Lerman.
remembered that. I would not have remembered.
And I personally don't really like these items because they're just kind of free damage. I mean, Lermian Bow has anti-heal, so it's kind of like gives you a reason to have it. But these other two, like, I don't know. I just feel like whenever they add them in, I think they need to buff the passive on the item or like the stats on the item and just lower the damage because I feel like they are a lot of free damage. And
Yeah,
you
I feel
get
like
them
it's one
every
of those.
like 15 seconds.
It's one of those things where it's either good or it's not. I feel like there's really not ever going to be too
Yeah.
good of a middle ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally feel like you should focus more on like what the item does instead of the damage. But I feel like they're in a okay spot, like in the game. I just don't like the concept of adding like items that just give you free damage. Like if we buff like the shield on Lifebinder and then lower the damage and then like buff the passive on like the prot reduction on the other one and then lower the damage. I think I'd be okay with these items, but you know, there's definitely a place where they could be healthy in the game. I just don't like free damage items in my personal opinion. All right, let's move on to Runeforge. Decrease the recipe cost from 1,100 to 950. This is just uniform to match other items, so it's
Yeah,
not
it's
it's
a
not
good
a big of a
item. It makes
change.
me sad because when I first read the item, I thought it worked on every basic attack.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was cooking up in my head a Bacchus build, like a Bacchus solo, where
No,
you go aspect and you build that and you
no,
just destroy people and you just get one basic attack. I'm like, oh, this is lame. I don't want to use this anymore.
that's funny.
So I built it like once just because it frankly disappointed me.
Yeah.
And it got on my shit list after that.
Okay, and then we have Shogun's Fuda, um, which I didn't know it was called Ofuda. I just called it
It is,
Shogun's.
yeah.
Shogun's for what was it in Smite One? It was Shogun's Kusari.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was Shogun's Kusari still. Anywho, increase the magical protection from 25 to 30, which brings it up to like, about par with all these other like, and more important protection items are. And then I'm losing my voice apparently. And then they increase the passive from 15 to 20. So I feel like this item, like you could still pick this item up and it would do stuff, but I feel like this is a really strong change.
Yeah. I just want to build that in ADC and not feel like I'm trolling. Because you'll log in and you'll
I
have like
don't.
a 4 magical comp in your ADC and you're like, I really want Shoguns, but people are going to yell at me. They're going to say that I'm like not DPS maxing, but I want it. I want it really bad. And I feel like this is the change that it's going to be like, All right, you're not trolling if you build Shoguns, and that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far. I think you're taking this a little bit too far. I'm just kidding. No, I like having it like as a support item. I feel like I really enjoy like picking this item up on like like either support items or like Amaterasu or like Bologna or someone like. But I personally like the passive of like sharing attack speed. I think which does
Yeah,
feel good. I feel like it already feels good. I've like
it already feels
was
good. Yeah.
playing with my buddy. He was playing the Soul, and I picked this item up, and he was just fucking like machine gunning down towers. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's definitely a worse item than it was in Smite 1. I don't remember the stats exactly, and maybe it's been matched up to parity, but I definitely remember when it first came out, I looked at it and its stats compared to Smite 1, and I was like, oh, that's just like way worse.
Yeah,
Like it was like 10, 15% less
yeah,
attack speed or something. It was like just a worse item.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And before we wrap this up, do you have anything that you wanted to talk about at all? I know that was a big patch, but if there was anything in the patch that you had specifically to
Yeah,
talk about
I
before.
want to go over your. I mean, we got to go over the thoughts on action cam and the dodge. Like that's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
That's unmissable.
Okay. Let's hold on. We can do that. We can do that. We got time.
That'd be a crime not to talk about.
Yeah. I thought about trying to like
Don't
we
know.
already looked
I don't
at
know if it's
this.
even in this one or a different one.
I'm pretty sure it's in this one. Yeah, it's this one. No,
Okay,
he
yeah,
was playing Raw.
he was, but I think it's both in the same. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's not.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's wild.
Chat. Like okay, before I get into this video, I like had this thought. I was like working and I seen this because like I watch the Titan Talk um on Wednesdays whenever I'm at work. So I'm kind of like glancing at the screen and I like seen them do this and I was like thinking uh like watch the Titan Talk and like take out the voice and then add like the old like gym music where it was like it's time to get funky and then they start raising the camera up. I wanted to make a clip out of it so bad, but I just never got around to it. Anyway, let's get into it.
To push the game again even more into a more familiar
This is insane.
place for
It's insane.
people who,
It's super
have-
insane.
Oh, you don't have your reticle. That's weird.
If you cast your ability,
I think this camera does look better,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
you lose out on so much.
So
Vision.
I am
I
too
still don't
old
like
to
it.
ever
more
get used to
familiar
this.
Yeah, I'll never
frankly.
get used to it.
other kinds of games. And this lets you do something really fun.
Really fun.
Aim up.
That's so wild.
Chat.
That is
So,
so crazy.
Chat.
This may
This
seem
does not look right.
very
This looks
awkward to
wrong.
people who have played
This
a
looks
lot
so
of
wrong.
fun as it-
I'll
or
say
in
that
this way
in I think Fridays they said that they moved the camera back a little bit,
but
so it doesn't look exactly
if
like
you
this,
are
but
used to
it's
playing
wild.
more
Yeah, this is
first-person
really
shooter type
close.
games,
It'll look like 1%
your
better,
aiming
and so it's
feels
like
so
not that much better, but it's not.
more natural
Yeah, it's
in
crazy.
this kind of experience.
I know he's got old,
Because
right?
Smite
I do
has
love the
a
hit markers,
very
though.
awkward
Yeah, the hit
style
markers and
of
everything
You
look
know,
really good.
anything
great change, great change.
because you
Like,
are
this just looks so
controlling your
wrong, though.
character,
I don't know,
but where
chat.
you are shooting is always forward
It's just
from your
crazy.
character, and it is not where you are looking. This is
What else did you have to go
extremely,
over in
like,
this patch?
mind-breaking to a
That
lot
and
of
the
players,
dodge, and just kind of what you
we've
think
gotten
about
feedback from a lot
like
of
the
Oh, yeah, that
future,
was
because they're
in
like,
the-
oh, maybe if people
The
like it,
daily
we'll
dash
make it a
attack
permanent
that's
thing.
not
I don't
Yeah.
think that's gonna happen.
I
but,
think
like,
it's like right
maybe.
here,
just
but
a lot of
I
different
personally
Play in
hate this.
general is
type
really
thing.
interesting.
Obviously, cooldown's very low, but we wanted to make it.
Yeah, I don't like
thing
the
that players
dodge.
can
I do
get.
really like the quick play, like
Seeing
kind of
how it feels to
roguelike
actually
pick
have
three
in the game,
system.
low
I think that's
difficulty
really, I think that's a
savings
really
Yeah.
good change for
And
new.
it also gives
Yeah,
new
because
players
that's the
coming in a
starters,
bit
right?
more
Like right
That is
whenever-
fantastic for new players. Yeah.
Also doesn't
Well, it's
mean
every
you
time
have
you
to-
you back for an item, it'll give you like a
Why-
choice of
why
3
are we
items
doing
to
this now,
build
where
based
you
on
have to pick
like your build
a,
archetype,
Right.
and it'll learn like what you just built. So like if you
Yeah.
pick crit, it'll like pick you rage after that, and
Yeah.
then it'll like choose like, do you want Deathbringer or Jotuns for cooldown? And if you pick Jotuns, it'll be like, okay, so maybe you're not doing full crit, maybe you're doing some
No.
cooldown, maybe we'll ask for like Hydras after
I
that.
think that was the biggest. I think personally, like the pick three, like go into these items is the biggest change that they made.
I think it's really
I
cool
think it's
for
the
new
most
players.
important in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like
I think
like
it's really cool.
the action cam is meh. like the screen, like the what we showed earlier with these looks really good. But I think this is the biggest change.
A style of build
Quick
at the
play
beginning, and then pick your own items.
One of the
Because
Yeah, so now what it'll do is, as you play this match, you'll accumulate gold like normal, and then when you have
That's
enough
so
gold, it's gonna
cool.
pop on the
Yeah,
screen. It's
this
What a
is
good
really
idea.
good.
Pick one of these 3 items.
And they were
go.
saying that they're
Do
gonna
you
try
want,
this for like
strength,
conquest
and
and,
we need
and
to go
assault
fix
and
some of
joust
the
and
text
stuff.
on
Yeah, yeah.
It's in
I
my
think
note,
this would be
like,
good.
at least
It's
it
just
will
a
be on the
That's
outside,
setting
it's
to
really
like
text
turn
will
on
be
for
there,
building.
sometimes it does, but essentially
I
you're
don't know if
gonna
it's
choose
just a
these
setting
different
or if it's
things.
only in
Really
quick
interesting
play,
to
but I
do.
know it's
Oh,
in
great.
quick play.
You pick up
It's
rage,
the
and then
default
you
in
go
quick
play.
play. I don't think you can build it
and
quick play. I
you
think
made
it's
a
just
choice,
that.
You kind of learned a little bit
I'm
about
not
what
sure.
rage does, rather than being just given it.
I think it's just a setting
item.
like
And
for
then as you play,
building,
you're
not
just gonna
necessarily for
continue
quick play.
like,
I'm not sure.
gold. You're gonna be presented these
I know
options,
it's
and
on
you
in
just
quick
keep
play.
making
That's all
your
I know.
build based off what is
The
presented in front
jump
of
is
you.
still weird
It
for
means
me
that you get
though.
to learn a little about the SMITE
Oh,
items
the little
first,
dash thing?
without
Yeah,
being
I don't love that.
inspired by Autobuy.
Frankly,
And
I'm not
also
very
dive
good at the
into
game,
whole
so
component
anything that they
system
add
and
to where
super
it's like a
strategic
skill
steps and,
difference to
like,
where
skill
good players will
balances.
dodge and
Something
bad
that
players will
essentially
have
gonna be
shitty
super
reaction
interesting, so
times
you're
and
all
not
kind of
dodge.
motivated.
That's like bad for me.
And I
Yeah.
think another good part of that is that like this is tier 3s only, so you aren't
Like if
you
that action
cannot
camera where you have to
build
actually
normally in
aim,
this mode.
if that
Yes.
becomes the
You are
default
presented with
for
3
whatever
tier
reason,
3s from a
that will
pool
like
that is
actually like hurt
selected
Smite for
by
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty-
I don't
precision.
think they'll ever do
And
that.
then
I don't think
you
no,
pick
I don't
one
think
of
they'd
those
ever do
3
it. But
tier
still, that would
3
like
items.
hurt Smite for
So
me.
I
like,
feel
a pretty
like
good account.
it's
I
a
hate aiming.
pretty
I feel like it
straightforward
only
system that
hurts
should be easy for players to
the
understand,
like
very
what you're
roguelike.
allowed to do, and I feel
Very
like it's one of those
understandable if
positions.
you've
Okay,
played other
let's talk
modern
about it. So like whenever you first start Smite on console, right? You're playing on what is it? What's the controller scheme? It's
I don't
called.
remember if they have you set on Savage or not.
No,
Obviously, you're supposed to switch to Savage. 'cause
they've
that-
switched it back and forth a lot in the past, but I started on like the basic one, and like you have to like
Challenger?
no, it's not Challenger either. It's something else.
It's whatever. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I
It's
don't know
fine.
what it's called, but like you have to click A B like your
Yeah.
controller buttons.
Yeah, the
like
bad
X Y A B. Yeah, and like it feels so bad. Like and then like you finally get the nerve to like okay, I'm gonna try to play a better controller scheme, and then like for me, I transitioned into a paddle controller.
Oh, yeah.
So I moved all my buttons down. It was like I didn't use my bumpers. I just used my paddles for auto. Like basically my bottom right was auto attack, and then my right bumper was my first ability.
I actually used to have the
Actually,
if you remember they partnered with Scuff and had the Ymir Scuff controller
I remember that. I remember.
paddles. I
that.
had that and it broke and I was so sad,
Sad,
but
bro. Controllers go out. Like I literally
they
like
go up
bought.
so quick. Yeah,
they really do.
it was one of the joysticks. Obviously, it's always one of the joysticks.
But back to like this is gonna be another one of those things where you start off your game playing like one way, and then you have to shift. If you want to get better at the game and you want to like move forward into the game, you're gonna want to shift to one of these camera angles that allows you to see more. So like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like I feel like it's gonna be like either people will just stay there and they'll just have fun playing the game and they're not playing competitively. But if you want to like grow and play like the game better, then you're going to want to change into like a normal like camera like this.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting to have things like that, things like Savage on controller, to where it's kind of like a knowledge gap to where you either
Yeah.
know what you're supposed to do or you don't. I don't know how I ended up on Savage. I almost feel like I was put on it by default because I don't remember changing it. And I feel like if it were on the face buttons by default, I think I wouldn't like the game nearly as much.
Yeah.
I think that's just so much more uncomfortable to play with.
So yeah, they've literally swapped it back and forth. Like they were talking about it in a patch notes or in a Titan Talk a little while ago, where
Yeah.
they like at one point they had it Savage and at one point they had it Challenger or whatever. They've had it for both. So whenever you started, it might have just been different.
Yeah,
it might
yeah.
have
I
just
don't
been
remember my
Savage.
Smite lore, but I am very confident in saying that if they started me off with Challenger or whatever it's called, I think that like the likelihood of me sticking around and being a long-term Smite player is decreased. And I feel very confident in saying that.
That's crazy.
Just because like I would just assume that like whenever I go into a game, I usually don't change the settings or the controls just because I assume
Right.
that's the best way to play. Like when I play Elden Ring or whatever, I'm not jumping to the controls and changing stuff because I just assume that like the best way to play is the default.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else before we close out?
No, that's about it. I just think that
Yeah.
the experimental changes that they're doing are very interesting.
Yeah, the
I wouldn't use the
experimental
word
changes.
good, but I think that they're cooking, and I think that's fine.
I mean, I think they can be good. I think they have a lot of room to grow, and I think they can be really good.
I also think that the likelihood of what we see now being the final product is
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
zero.
Yeah.
Actually zero.
Like you said, they've already moved it back a little bit and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as they don't get unfair advantages, in my opinion, it won't matter.
Yeah.
Like there's no advantage to playing on this. It's actually just like harder to play at that point. It
Yeah.
just, you just might like it better. But I feel like aiming up and like aiming your auto attacks up and being able to use your abilities the same as you normally would is just going to be a little weird because your
Yeah.
abilities still scale depending on where you're looking. So I don't know, unless they
Yeah.
changed a little bit on how they work. I'm not sure.
I feel like they would
And
need some sort. Sorry, I'll let you finish up in a sec. I feel like they would need some sort of like, I don't want to say warning, but like once you get to X level, it'll be like, hey, by the way, this is a setting that you can change.
right,
Just to because it's just one of those things to where when you're starting out playing the game, you don't know what you're doing,
right,
and you just gotta like go to YouTube and have people be like, by the way, as soon as you start your game, change to this
yeah.
setting. Like it's just
But
like a
some,
weird knowledge gap that you
yeah,
just either have or you don't.
right. Some people just don't do that though. Some people are competitive. Some people like want to do like everything to the best of them. Because whenever I start a game, like the first thing I do is find out what the best settings are. Like
Yeah,
like I started playing Supervive a little while ago and I was like, okay, like um I went and looked up like, all right, here's all the characters. I wanted to learn all the characters. I wanted to learn like what is the best like settings for like mouse movement and like anything like that. And like that's just what I do going into the game. But some people
yeah.
just play
That's what I
casually.
did for Smite. Yeah, I watched so many tutorials of like how to use the
Yeah,
shop, how to do this and that.
right. Yeah. But on that note, I'm gonna wrap it up. We're at an hour and 10 minutes right now, maybe a little bit less. Actually, we might be like right at an hour. I'm not sure because we started a little bit late. But anyway, a big thanks to Daddy Sports for sponsoring next week's giveaway, or like just sponsoring me in general. I think it's a huge opportunity for us to grow. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube, um, retweet, or post a comment, tag someone in the tweet that I posted out earlier, or X, whatever you call it. It's weird saying X and tweet. I don't know. And then join the Dad Gaming Esports, which is on that tweet. So I'll post it in the YouTube video link to find the tweet. Then you can tag someone in it, join the Discord. It's all in the same area. And yeah, just let us know. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and like the video so that way we can move forward. As you can see on YouTube specifically, you can see my sub goal. I need to hit 500 before we start making any money off of this. Which could only just make our experiences better. But that's going to be a long ways out since we're 7 out of 500. Anyway, thank you so much for joining Emmaterasu. It's been a
Yeah, you're
pleasure.
welcome.
And yeah, thanks for riding with us. We'll catch you next time on Super Saiyan Smite podcast.
Bye
Peace.
bye.